Yo. So basically, I think my stream's fine. Okay, so basically, let's get started. All right. So the first thing that we see, first thing that I do here is I determine I don't need a monthly bias because overall we can see where things are going. We don't want to overcomplicate this with a monthly bias, right? But if you want, you can do this basically from a swing high to a swing low. You can draw like an OT and see what sort of reaction happens at the middle, at the point five, right? So anyways, that's just all complicated things, so I don't really want to like look too much. But you can see that this is sweeping this liquidity. So this is fair bias, by the way. So we have a bullish bias because unless it uses this fair value gap as support, it's not really gonna hold, right? So it doesn't seem like it's holding that well. Plus, we can see that we have a manipulation here, and we have a bit of a choppy range where price is constantly trying to like manipulate as much and then go lower. So basically, we have this manipulation. So I'm expecting price to like be bullish, have a bullish bias towards this until it reaches this. Okay, that's besides the point. So let me not clutter the chart too much. I'm just gonna note down that this is a bullish weekly bias. Sorry. So then we're gonna drop down to the daily time frame. So you can see we swept these lows. We have a manipulation distribution like right after, and we're distributing towards the swing high. Okay, it's pretty simple. So you can see that this fair value gap is being used as support, and we're using this to go higher towards this target right here. Okay, so basically, in other words, we have a bullish bias here as well, but we see that there's a fair value gap, so it's going to retrace towards this fair value gap and then come lower and then go higher, right? So overall, you can follow order flow and take a trade if you want, but again, this is for the bias once again because it's daily. So let me just put this as a daily bias, daily bullish, sorry, bullish daily bias. Okay, so now let's drop down to the 4-hour. So as you can see, we swept this liquidity, right? We swept this liquidity, and we see, okay, so one more thing from yesterday's stream. You can see this is a short-term high on the daily, but it's actually a inter-term high, inter-term low on the weekly. I mean the 4-hour, my bad, I'm tweaking. So you can see this manipulation right here, distribution like right after. So on the 4-hour, you can see that everything's a lot more clear, and we see the whole order flow going on over here. And you can see that over here, if I like zoom in right here, let me see. Okay, so it's basically we have a bunch of highs over here, like a bunch of highs. So we see a lot of trend line liquidity in this area, and basically there's a lot of highs reaching here, and there's also a inverse trend line which is basically heading upwards. So there's a lot of breakout traders waiting to long this. But what you want to do here in this 4-hour is you can see that this fair value gap. So we took out these highs, as you know, in the daily, as you can see. So we're gonna come back towards the 4-hour fair value gap, fill it back, and then go higher, right? What I mean by this is, for example, we have a demand zone right here. Okay, so it's probably gonna retrace towards this demand zone over here in this area, and then go higher, right? This area, and then go higher. It's not really an order block, but it will retrace down at least to this side and then go higher. So I'm expecting price to use this basically come lower than this fair value gap, come towards this demand area, sweep, and then go higher because we have a bullish and a bearish, a bullish weekly bias and a bullish daily bias. Okay, so we're expecting price to come down towards this point and then go higher, right? So if anything, it's basically going to come down towards this point. Now we can see that we have this is the demand level. So on the 15-minute, as you can see, we have a market maker buy, market maker sell model. So we have the buy side of the curve, and we have the sell side of the curve. Okay, so basically market maker sell model. And what I'm expecting price to do here, as you can see, we have this huge manipulation above. Where is it? This is the 4-hour draw, and this is the huge manipulations we see afterwards. So it seems to be holding this fair value gap. We tap back into this zone. As you can see, this is an order block right here. Sorry, and it's reclaimed right here. So you see this is using this order block as a support level, like this. Sorry, this is the order block. So this is the manipulation candle, and we're using this to as a sort of this is basically where the order block is, and this is reclaiming the fair value gap area, and it's basically trying to retest this area. So what I'm expecting price to do is I'm expecting price to take out this low right here, and once it takes out this low, you can see that this was basically equal lows right here. So there's a lot of trend line liquidity right here. So I'm expecting price. So as you can see, we have the support and resistance theory, where it pushes through the support and resistance line and manipulates it and then distributes right after. So this is basically a clear example of how this works. But here's the thing. So as of right now, I want price to sweep this liquidity, okay? This liquidity right here, and then go higher towards this point. If I wanted to take a trade, that's what I would do right now at this point in time, right? Maybe at this over here, like somewhere here. Maybe the swing low is here, and then target TP like that. Or even like a 1 to 4 is like the ratio that I would go for. Or 1 to 4 is like more than enough, but I would take it from the order block entry. So if I see like an order block, high probability order block after the sweep, with a fair value gap, that's where I would entry, right? So let's say if it's like over here, I would probably cut my TP like over here-ish. Yeah, somewhere around like, as long as I have like a 1 to 3 at most, I'm like okay, because I don't want to hold it for too long either. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So basically, as far as that goes, so we have the market maker buy and market buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve, market maker sell model, and yeah, that's basically as far as right now goes. So I'm waiting for price to. This is Bitcoin, so I can trade this today. So I'm waiting for price. So let me go on the forward. So you can see that there is a huge fair value gap here. So let me just mark that down as well as the forward fair value gap. So let me just for fair value gap. But here's the thing, right? Let's consider order flow here. So it seems like the market is pretty choppy, which means the market's refusing to go above this line, right? This line. On average, it's refusing to go above this line. So which means there's a good likelihood that it's pretty much bearish for the moment, right? It's bearish for the moment. So you see this inverse fair value gap that's been used over here. So over here, it taps back into it, goes lower towards this. Now, would I take this trade, short this? No, probably not. I mean, definitely not. My bad. Right here, swing high to swing low. You can see that this is already in premium, as you can see, almost at a 0.75. If you look at the other, obviously you gotta look at it the other way around, right? So it's 0.75 in a shorting scenario. So basically, I wouldn't take this trade 100%, but I would take this if we were going upwards, because obviously, I mean, it makes sense, right? So where I would TP is probably right here, the first, the first draw, like the first swing high, like considering order flow. So I would take it from like a fair value gap and then go. So what I'm expecting price to do is have a tap, go towards this, use this as a support, go higher, tap, go higher towards this, tap. Depending on order flow, I will activate another order. For example, let's say if the price does like a complete 180 right here. So my bad. Price is like a complete 180, breaking the structure overall, and then starts doing this, then I wouldn't go for the second entry. But again, I'm not in the trade at that point, so I would like TP right here and then I would get out of the trade. But at this point, I wouldn't be in the trade. For example, if it goes like this, then I wouldn't take it. But if it does not go like that, depending on if we are in premium, then I would take it or not, like the second trade. But that depends on if we're already in premium or not. Let me just OT and see. Yeah, we're in premium at this point. Like at this specific point, we're in premium. This is like right below premium. If it pulls back like somewhere here, then yeah, sure. Like after TP sweeps and then pulls back towards like a fair value gap here and then goes higher, then yeah, for sure. But if it breaks the order flow, then I will get out of the trade as soon as possible. So yeah, so that's basically as far as right now goes. We're gonna try to trade some XRP low key. Let's see. Weekly. Okay, so we can see this manipulation. Obviously, I didn't use kill zones for Bitcoin because, you know, it's a Saturday, so there's no. I don't necessarily think on Saturdays we have kill zones. We have a bullish bias. We swept these lows. We have a bullish bias, as you can see. So we're tracing towards this swing high. That's trying to sweep this. And on average, it's trying to sweep this because it doesn't always happen. See? So obviously we have this sweep, and then we're gonna go towards the BSL draw. So obviously we have a bullish bias weekly, so bullish weekly. Bullish, my bad. Now let me just type that out in one. Bullish weekly, this seems to be, yeah, we took out these highs, so You took out these highs. Now we have a bullish bias right here as well. So it seems to be rebalancing price. The only two reasons why I would anticipate this type of reaction is because of the 0.5. See? It uses this to sweep and then go higher from there. So you see this fair value gap taps and goes higher. So you gotta always, even on BTC USDT, you gotta make sure you always pay attention to the 0.5, because the 0.5 is where there's gonna be a reaction. So sometimes it's gonna be used as like a level of reversal. So if you consider like from here to like, let's say here, this is my swing high. As you can see, this is 0.5. So I would expect a reaction over here, maybe like a sweep, and then take it. It's gonna do either one of these things. It's gonna either use this sweep and then come back here and then go higher, or it's gonna do a complete 180, where it basically does this. And it uses this as like, it does this basically. And it does that. So yeah, you gotta be aware of like what you're getting yourself into. So pretty much, yeah, once the manipulation's done, I'm expecting price to take it higher towards this DOL. DOL. Yes, sir. There we go. So I'm expecting price to like pull back to this area and then take the trade higher. I mean, I might even go for like a 1, 2, 4. Yeah, like a 1 to 4 is like okay. Oh, this market is too choppy though. I don't really see any proper supply levels. Because like each of the order blocks are like pretty low probability. I don't know how to explain it. We had this, which is already reclaimed, as you can see. It's fair value, inverse fair value gap right here. See? So let's test this out. So let me go back in time, and let's go to like me. I'm not a backtest demon, but I got a backtest. Make sure I'm confident in my trades. Let's go over. Go right here. So as you can see, we have the weekly. Let's say I was right here. Okay. Say I was right here. So this is when Bitcoin was. Oh, this was in 2022. Yo, Bitcoin dropped all the way here. Broski, if we bought some Bitcoin back then, this shit is so good. Like, imagine, like, you just bought some Bitcoin out of nowhere back in like 2022. Like, the shit just like skyrocketed. It was at like 16K at this time. At this point in time, it was like 15K. Now it's at like 70K. It's like what? Almost 3 times the price. That's wild. No, not more than 3 times. It's like 4 times your value. Anyways, right here, you can see that this is a inverse fair value gap. So you tap this, and you will go higher. So let's say, obviously, like what am I doing here? So basically, we have a bullish bias overall because it's at least retracing towards this. Let's try to take a trade on this specific day. So you can see that this is the daily frame, and we seem to have a buy side and sell side. I mean, sell side and buy side. So I'm not coming buy model. And from what I can see at this point in time, we should have a pullback because we have this swing, and I'm expecting price to pull back here, tap back into this, and then go higher towards this drawn liquidity. This is basically a bullish bias on weekly and daily. Yeah, so we're about to pull up to like this area. Fucking take this trade from like, consider order flow right here. And we're about to take this shit all the way up here, as you can see. So it's a 4-hour bullish bias as soon as we go here. So overall, we have a bearish bias over here. So I'm expecting price to use this inverse fair value gap because we have a sharp turn right here. Inverse fair value gap, go lower. So I'm expecting to take a shorting opportunity because we have a pretty good opportunity sort of short. So from what I can see here, we have a manipulation leg, and we have this inverse fair value gap being used. So now we are sweeping liquidity, right? Sweeping liquidity, and we have this fair value gap which is not being used, and prices at some point price will return back towards this leg. It taps back into this, and then it goes higher from there towards So I'm expecting price just to like keep going higher. So let's see what price does. Bit of a consolidating market, but yeah, there you go. It tips into the drawn liquidity once it goes towards this, as you can see. So it's a very fucking ranging market, right? But what I'm expecting right after is for price to what the fuck is this? Yeah, we gotta use this shit to go higher. Yeah, we gotta use this shit to go higher. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. What am I mother you bugging? What am I mother you bugging? Anyways, so as you can see, this is a very ranging market. I wouldn't wanna. Keys and everything. Alright. But install fucking Steam. Are you fucking serious? Yep. Gotta install this shit. There's some fucking new tool out there.
So one day, this guy.
The fuck is that? Anyways, you can see that this is a very consolidating type market, as you can see. And we tapped into this, and then I'm expecting a fucking reversal right after. But it could even go higher, but I'm not really anticipating any of that. So you can see that this is a fair value gap, but it's a very choppy market, so I wouldn't be trading on this specific day. Fuck no. See, it's a very so you can see that these highs are constantly trying to like poke through this. So therefore it broke through and had this manipulation, major manipulation right after. And then we have this inverse fair value gap. This is high probability though. This is a sharp turn, as you can see. So over here we have this. And we have this sharp turn. So if you're taking short position from here, fuck off, dude. Alright, take this from here to even here. It's all good. Even if it comes back to stop loss, we can recover. The fuck is going on here? Mission defend the stop loss. See? Fuck off, dude. Stop doing that shit. Like, why is it so laggy? All right, I'm fucking getting out the trade as soon as it hits fucking TP, right? Look, it's so bugged out, probably because it's old data. But basically, this right here, like, I would get out of this position like at this point when it reaches this first draw, because it swept these lows, so I would get out when I have a good 1 and 3, a 1 or 2.5 at this in this case, like from here, a 1 and 2. I don't care about this 4 anymore because like it's too risky to be gambling. You see, it comes all the way back and then it goes lower. Anyways, let me go back. Let me not do like 15-minute. Oh fuck, my bad. Let me not do 15-minute and just do like random. I mean, let me not do like a top-down analysis on like every back test that I do. I'd rather just take like a fuck off. Well, why is it tweaking? Hold up. My bad. Alright. So I'm not gonna do that in every time frame, but I will. Yeah. Okay. So, sorry, but right here you can see that this is a fair value gap that's been used again. So as you can see, price steps back and then goes higher to over here. So you see this manipulation. And so what I'm expecting price to do afterwards is come back towards this store on liquidity, right? So I'm expecting momentum back towards the store on liquidity. So I wouldn't trade at this point because it swept these highs, but it's still very indecisive. As you can see, it's using this fair value gap again to go higher. So I'm expecting another, again, we have this manipulation. Temptation. Drake. Oh, Jake. What just happened? Okay, there we go. So as you can see, there is a demand level retest over here, but ideally I wouldn't be trading any of this ranging markets low key, because for all we know, right, it might just fake out like this and then just like break away. So if you entry from like, let's say over here though, that's a different case, because you use this, consider order flow, you take like a 1 or 2 like Ajo says. See, you get like a good 1 or 2 at this point, because it's parallel to this like order block over here. See? So yeah, basically, as far as right now goes, I'm expecting price to sort of test. Yeah, you see this manipulation right here. So you see this fair value gap that's been used to go higher, and we see so you see these swept highs are swept over here, and it's basically manipulated in this area. So if I take this towards like a 1-2, I can get like a pretty good risk reward. But I'm expecting a price retest at this range as well, because this is like a good fair value gap. That, I mean, it's unmitigated as well. So I'm expecting a price retest. It didn't reach here, no. Okay, so now it reached here. Okay. Okay, so now it uses this as a fair value gap to go higher again, once it properly retested, right? So we'll use this order flow, and we'll use this towards TP 1.65. Boom. We have a manipulation right after, so I'm expecting price to sweep, sharp turn right here. So I would entry maybe off this. Yep, probably off this one, because I get the highest risk reward. And I would TP at this order block right here. Let's see how it plays out. Boom, TP. So you could even take it here though, this order block. If you have like the bigger balls, low key you could take it right here, like at this point right here. But you would have to like sort of gamble a little bit. So you wait for a pullback. See, now it's dropping over here. So it's a bit of a gamble trade at this point. See, it ranges too much. See, goes all the way to your stop loss. So ideally I would just TP like at this first swing, because we see this manipulation right here, right? After this order block is swept, you see this manipulation distribution like right after. So ideally I would stay away from anything that's further and further away. Once I see an internal term high be broken on the 1 minute time frame, that's when I would not take this trade. Mind you, I did not consider any top-down analysis for this, so that's also something that you got to take into account if you are indeed planning on taking this trade, because you can see that it broke this internal term high on the 1 minute, which means it's going higher. So this is like an indication of the fact that this is going higher. All right, anyways, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna be back